行を加速させた。
We're back. The students might be the main characters, but sometimes the teachers just have to step in and remind everyone who the real boss is. Welcome to part 2 of Anime Mentors Who Broke the Internet. If you missed the first part, the link's in the description. Watch it after this video.
移動もさせない。冥王レイディ
わさ
ーやた
君は行かせん。戸惑いこそが人生だよ、キザル君。
Starting off, we have the Dark King himself, Silvers Rayleigh. Up until this point in One Piece, admirals felt like these untouchable gods of destruction. When Kizaru pulled up to Sarbodi, he was literally speed blitzing the entire worst generation and was seconds away from ending Zoro's life. It felt completely hopeless, but then, out of nowhere, this retired old coating mechanic slides in and stops a light speed kick with just his leg. The sheer hype of seeing someone finally go to toe with an admiral was unreal. That clash sent shockwaves through the community because it was the first time we truly saw what the top tier of the pirate world looked like. We all knew Minato was the 4th Hokage, but his flashback fight against the Masked Man, who we later found out was his student Obito, is pure cinema. Obito thought he had the game rigged with his Gamui intangibility, thinking no one could even touch him, but he forgot he was fighting the yellow flash of the leaf. Minato analyzes Obito's entire gimmick in seconds, throws a kunai through his head, and teleports instantly to the most satisfying Rasengan slam in anime history. The animation, the slow motion impact, and the sheer tactical genius on display were absolutely peak. Having fun? Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Thanks. 'Moving on to the god of festivals, Tengen Uzui. If we're talking about mentors who refuse to give up, this man is the definition of it. During the Entertainment District arc, Tengen was poisoned, missing a hand and bleeding out, yet he still stood up to fight Gyotaro. The moment he completed his musical score technique, the anime turned into a literal rhythm game. Ufotable went absolutely nuclear with the animation here. Tengen wasn't just fighting, he was reading the rhythm of Gyotaro's attacks and converting them into a song of destruction. Watching him deflect infinite blood sickles with one arm while screaming at the top of his lungs was pure adrenaline.
似ている。
なんだ？
ここからは時間外労働です。
合格呪法ガラガラ。
お互い生きていたらまた会いましょう。
Up next is the relatable king of the corporate world, Nanami Kento. Nanami isn't flashy like Gojo. He just wants to finish a shift and go home. But during his fight against Mahito in the sewers, he showed us why you never make a salaryman work late. When he checks his watch and realizes his shift is over, his binding vow kicks in and his cursed energy spikes through the roof. The way he calmly loosens his tie and wraps it around his fist while saying overtime is cooler than any villain monologue. He proceeds to absolutely obliterate the sewer wall and bury Mahito under tons of rubble with a single, precise strike. It was clean, efficient, and brutally powerful. He proved that you don't need a domain expansion to be an absolute menace, you just need to hate your job enough.
ボロ雑巾にして大佐の大佐クソ人間が見下してんじゃん。
We usually see Roy Mustang as this cool, collected leader, but when he finally confronted Envy, the killer of his best friend Maze Hughes, he turned into a monster. Mustang didn't just want to win, he wanted Envy to suffer. He walked through the flames with eyes dead set on vengeance, snapping his fingers over and over again. He burned Envy's tongue, boiled the fluid in his eyes, and reduced this regenerating homunculus to a tiny, pathetic worm. It was honestly terrifying to watch a good guy be this brutal.
はい、俺の勝ち。
Now, Saitama is barely a mentor in the traditional sense, but his sparring match was a masterclass in humility. Genos goes full try-hard mode, unleashing every incinerator cannon and booster he has, turning the area into a wasteland. He's moving so fast he looks like a blur, desperate to land just one hit. And then, when Saitama gets serious for a split second, he throws a punch that stops an inch from Genos' face, and the air pressure alone obliterates the massive cliff behind him. The kanji for death flashing on the screen wasn't just for style. Genos' survival instincts were screaming that he had actually died. Saitama showed his student the unsurmountable wall between them without even touching him. It was hilarious, terrifying, and undeniably badass all at once.
どうしました？あなたは死なない。
For years, we thought Captain Unohana was just the gentle healer who smiled politely in the background. She was the mom of the Gotei 13, but then the 1000-year Blood War arc dropped and Kubo pulled the rug from under us. It turns out she's the first Genbachi and one of the most bloodthirsty criminals in Soul Society history. The moment she lets her hair down and that sinister smile creeps onto her face, the internet lost its mind. Her battle with Zaraki wasn't training, it was a cycle of death and rebirth. She killed him and brought him back to life again and again just to make him stronger. Seeing her wield her bankai with blood-soaked elegance completely recontextualized her character. The healer was actually the deadliest killer in the room the entire time.
そうであっては君では私に勝てないよ。
ユリウス様とここまで渡り合う力を持つ。
私のグリモワールならあそこだよ。
なんだあの形状は。
時間反転魔法クロノアナスタシス。
これは。
The Wizard King, Julius Novachrono, is usually just a nerd who geeks out over cool magic, but against Patry, he showed why he runs the show. Julius possesses time magic, which is arguably the most broken ability in the series. During their fight, he was literally predicting the future and dodging lightspeed attacks like he was taking a stroll in the park. He could have ended Patry instantly, but he held back to protect Vengeance's body. When Patry unleashed an arrow rain to wipe out the entire Clover Kingdom, Julius made the ultimate sacrifice. He used all his stored time to rewind the attack, saving every single citizen while leaving himself wide open. The scale of his spell covering the entire country was breathtaking. Fairy Tail is all about the power of friendship and hype, but Gildard's Clive brought a dose of harsh reality. When Natsu challenged him, thinking he was ready for the big leagues, Gildard didn't just beat him up, he broke his spirit. Gildard simply unleashed his magical pressure, and for the first time in the series, we saw Natsu, the guy who rushes at dragons, fall to his knees, trembling in pure terror. It wasn't a physical defeat, it was psychological. Gildard taught him the most valuable lesson a warrior can learn. Fear is not evil, it tells you what your weakness is. It was a chilling moment that grounded the series and showed just how wide the gap was between Natsu and the strongest mage in the guild. Sometimes, a mentor needs to be a monster to help you grow.
なんでこんな面倒な真似をしてまで。
あんたが他の二人に助けを求めたら面倒でしょ。
の野郎！軽いね攻撃が。
In Hunter x Hunter, appearances are deceiving, and nobody proves that better than Biscuit Kruger. For most of the Greed Island arc, she looks like this cute petite girl in a frilly dress, but when she faces off against one of the bombers, she finally decides to stop holding back. She sighs, complains about how gross she's about to look, and then transforms into her original form, a hulking, JoJo-tier bodybuilder made of pure muscle. The tonal whiplash was insane. The bomber was stunned, and before he could even process what was happening, she planted a fist into his face and sent him to the shadow realm. The contrast between her cutesy personality and her absolute unit true form is one of the funniest and most hype reveals in the show. She literally embodies the phrase, "Do you even lift, bro?" And finally, we have the OG mentor, Genkai from Yu Yu Hakusho. During the Dark Tournament, Genkai fights under a Master Hider identity, but when she steps into the ring against Shishiwaka Maru, she decides to remind everyone who invented the Spirit Wave. She uses the Spirit Reflection Blast to absorb the energy of her opponent, reverting from her deadly form back to her youthful prime in a burst of golden aura. The nostalgia hit different. She looked absolutely stunning and radiated pure power. She then fires the energy back with a blast that completely overwhelms her opponent. opponent. It was a perfect display of technique over brute force. Genkai proved that even as an old man, she's still leagues above the young demons trying to take her spot. She's the definition of respect your elders or get blasted. Did I include your favorite, or am I still missing a legendary mentor who deserves their flowers? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this list, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next class. Until next time, peace out.